will show a bunch more errors I've encountered on 1069.2. Just to remember, of course, in general, this version is working fairly well, even though there's a fair number of regressions. But I'll just focus on the errors. If you'd like to see an entire drive, go look at my Vancouver video, for example. But this will just focus on some clips. So here's a four-way stop, taking a left turn. All looks pretty good. I've done this hundreds of times. All of a sudden, it veers into the curb. I don't know what happened. So stuff like that is strange. I've had that happen on the previous version before, where during a turn it just decides to go straight. I've got a little video clip where it did that on 10.12.2, I think. Another error here on this intersection, it doesn't properly get into the left turn lane and just basically completely blocks the intersection, so I had to take over and properly move over. Again, this is a pretty significant regression because this was done perfectly hundreds of times on the previous version, so I'm not sure how it's possible that a new version can go backwards and forget some of the learnings from the previous version. Hopefully that doesn't keep happening. So as we do move through this intersection, it does successfully do it. If you remember on the previous version, it would sometimes turn to the right. That seems to have been fixed in this case, but I have seen the tentacle flip left and right sometimes, even though the nav is clearly going one direction. Another issue here is getting into this right turn lane. It should be getting in quite a bit earlier here. This version and the previous version had problems where they don't really get in quick enough, and maybe the funny painted green bike lane is confusing in this case. That might be an unusual painting scheme that's specific to this area, I don't know. The same type of bike lane shows up here, and same types of issues where you should be starting to move to the right now. Not too bad in that case, but it often has trouble at that intersection as well. So next I decided to throw in a successful maneuver, small road, getting to the left to get in between vehicles. Another example here, moving over to the left to dodge that car. Here's a landscaping truck with a cone out. So stuff like that, no problem detecting it and carefully driving around it. Here's another classic lane detection error. It gets into the left turn lane too early and then freaks out when the left turn lane actually starts. That's been happening on previous versions and still happening on this version as well. Four-way stop, pretty simple, and gets through that one successfully there. At this four-way stops, it almost makes the same error again. You can see by the blue shading, but then it corrects itself and does get into the left turn lane at the right spot. It stops way far back, confuses the people at the four-way stop a little bit, and then proceeds through. I think it actually ended up being at the right time, but it seemed a bit confusing to the people at the stop there. Next, we'll analyze this interaction with the pedestrians from a couple days a little bit more. So we're driving into the sun with a bit of a dirty windshield, coming up to a crosswalk. I can see the people waiting at the right-hand side here. I've slowed it down to half speed. One person's crossing, two people are waiting, and it did not see them in time, so I had to disengage. So I guess that can be attributed to the sun and the contamination in the windshield, but that's the type of thing that definitely would have to be fixed and never happen. I'm sure it wouldn't have hit them, but it would have certainly been a panic brake and scared them as it came up them way too fast. Next one is this red light scenario in Vancouver. So the red light turns red. You can see by the tentacle that stays solid blue and doesn't turn light blue that it was not planning on stopping, even though for some reason it did see the red light. I have no idea what happened. So another strange one that was happening before and continues to happen. Not too great. Anyways, I don't always want to show the bad scenarios, but I do want to collect them together. There is hours of driving where not much happens and it does very well. But here's some of the snippets that are interesting. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the channel, and please send it to your friends. I'd really like to grow the channel to keep it going. Thanks for watching.